Richard Crenian pulls back the curtain and reveals how teams really get things done at his company, Redev. Welcome to the Richard Crenian Interviews. The next point on your list was don't work on something for the sake of working on something. Keep the purpose of the task in mind. Purposeful execution is the only way to move our company's objectives forward. Can you explain that a little bit more?
Well, simply put, I believe that you have to set a goal and you have to understand what your goal is. Once you understand your goal and you schedule this goal to be accomplished by a certain date, then you go forward and take aim at how you're going to get that goal accomplished. So why are you working on items that make no sense in accomplishing your goal? Focus on the project that you have at hand that you need to accomplish by a certain deadline and focus on getting it done. Everything else can wait. That's part of the prioritization. What is it that you have to do right now? And this, you have to remind yourself on a daily basis. What is it that I have to do today and get out the door? What is it that I have to do today to feel accomplished? What do I have to do today to help my coworkers and myself get the job done?
What was the original purpose of that list that you sent out to your employees?
Because really, when I was writing it about to the person rather than to the work. Because people don't really care about the work. I don't believe. They care about improving themselves. So when I sent that list up, I was sending out a list that was informing how you can better at your job no matter what.
Right.
How can you be a better person no matter what? And whether you're working at this job or that job, or whether you're working on something on your own, how do you make yourself better?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the purpose of the list that I gave you. I just sent it out to the employees. But nonetheless, it was directed at how you can be successful in life doing anything that you want to do.
Okay.
You've heard the question asked where people say, you should never quit. You must always work to the nth degree. Never quit, never quit, never quit. Guess what? You'll hear it from me for the first time. There are times when you ought to quit. The quit is a definition, not of effort, but of strategy. So when people say don't quit, I often refer them to this story where you're sitting in front of a concrete block and somebody says, if you take out your hand and you punch this concrete block 5 million times, you're going to be able to get through and shove your hand to the other side and be clear. So as you stand there and you keep punching this block of concrete, meanwhile your hand gets broken, you're hitting this concrete block full of hard stuff, and this mangled hand then gets even more mangled. And you look back and you say, look it, I'm not going to quit. I'm going to keep hitting this block and hitting this block until I get through. But really what happened? That's the time you know you ought to quit. You ought to quit using your brute force. You ought to quit using the force of punching this concrete and rethinking your strategy. Your strategy is to get through to the other side. So perhaps using another tool like a jackhammer may accommodate you in getting to your end goal. So when somebody says don't quit, they should go a step further. Quit, change your way you're going to get to your goal, change your journey, and then be accomplished. Because that way, you didn't quit. What you did was you used your head.